if we want to understand the parliament that ends in the 2019 election, we actually have to think about the 2016 referendum and the 2017 election together, because the combination of those things produces a completely unprecedented constitutional situation. And I think it's unprecedented probably in three main respects. So firstly, ministers after 2017 were trying to do something that simply never happens. They were trying to carry a planet-sized policy change through a parliament in which they had no majority. And British politics is simply not set up to do that. Parties either have big majorities, or if they're operating in a hung parliament, they trim their ambitions and they don't push parliament too far. The referendum made that impossible. They had to try to do Brexit, but they didn't have the numbers to do Brexit. So that's the first problem. The second problem is that the referendum had settled, in a sense, one big policy question, which was whether or not Britain should leave the EU. It had given no instruction at all on the terms on which Britain should leave the EU, or what the future relationship should look like. And that was a question that divided leavers just as much as it divided remainers. So Boris Johnson famously twice voted down Theresa May's withdrawal agreement because he thought that the terms weren't good enough. So there was a mandate to leave the EU, but there wasn't a mandate for any of the doors through which Britain might actually depart. And then the third problem is that from the moment that Article 50 was triggered in 2017, beginning the formal Brexit process, there was a kind of doomsday clock ticking under British politics that was going to go off in 2019. So under Article 50, Britain and the EU had 2 years in which to negotiate an agreement. And if they couldn't do that, and if they didn't agree an extension, then Britain would simply leave automatically on the harshest possible terms. And again, that's unprecedented. Normally, if Parliament can't agree on something, nothing happens. In this case, if Parliament couldn't agree on something, the most radical change would happen. So we've got three dynamics there, producing a Parliament that by 2019 is like something out of Bugsy Malone. It's hysterical, it's exhausted, it doesn't know what to do, and it can't see a way out.